This is a used Walmart bike that I just bought for $50.
And it's a piece of junk.
And that is a brand new bike straight off the showroom floor that cost almost $2,400. Now obviously that bike is nicer than this bike, but hopefully not for long, because today we are going to upgrade every single part of this Walmart bike to see if it can match the performance of something top of the line. And we're going to do it for less than half the price.
That's ambitious.
No faith. Our goal for this build is to make a solid city commuter, to make it perform as close as possible to the $2,300 bike. In order to do that, we have 5 main objectives. 1, make the bike lighter. 2, make it shift more smoothly. 3, have good power delivery. 4, improve the braking. And 5, make it more comfortable to ride. But actually, before we took anything off the bike, we wanted to set a baseline to see how much we could improve. To do that, we created a short circuit in our neighborhood to test different situations that we want the bike to perform well in. It includes a dirt path to test how the bike will do on unpaved surfaces, a steep hill climb, some flat, smooth street riding, and a long descent into a stop.
All right, we want to make sure that this bike doesn't lose just because it wasn't tuned well. So I'm just making sure, even though these parts are bad, that they have like the best chance possible for success. Oh my God, dude. I'm about to throw up.
Relay starts now.
Oh God, terrible gear.
Now you might be wondering why we're doing this, and the short answer is spite. I wanted to build a nice little commuter bike to ride around town, the grocery store, Zach and Jesse's house, the beach. Zach is my bike friend. He's the guy who told me to buy that Klein that you see in the background of a lot of our videos. So I said, Zach, what kind of frame should I get? And he said, really, the frame doesn't matter, it's all about the components. And I said, really? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
James was trying to build a bike, and I said, don't spend a bunch of money on a frame. And then he came up with this video idea, and he's gonna try to pretend like I said that a frame doesn't matter, which is not true. I just said the parts can be more important than the frame. Now here we are.
Kind of started as a joke, but now I'm really curious to see how this thing turns out. On our first run with the Walmart bike, the gear shifts are clunky. It feels especially heavy on the climb. Oh damn, dude, I forgot that I have to go. The front suspension takes away power on the flat streets.
The Walmart bike, it's like 50% of the power you put out gets to the road.
And it doesn't brake very well.
That thing did not want to stop at all.
Oh yeah, and the chain fell off.
Chain fell off. 13 minutes, 18 seconds. I'm giving our Walmart bike like 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say 3 out of 10 is pretty accurate.
Time for the expensive bike.
1, go. The $2,300 Specialized is immediately faster and more agile. The lighter weight and lower gear ratios make a huge difference on the climb. The stiffer frame and fork plus skinnier tires made it much quicker on the streets. And the brakes were smoother and more dependable on the downhill. Plus, the chain stayed on. I'm
glad we did the Walmart bike first, because I was kind of like, you know, it's not that bad. And then you get on that and you're like, oh my God. 1052.
Way better bike. Crazy how much better.
Yeah.
After comparing them back to back, it's clear that our Walmart bike isn't even close to the quality of the Specialized. I mean, if it were, it would be the hack of a century. But we're gonna do our best to get our little Walmart bike's performance as close as possible to our $2,300 bike at half the cost.
All right, so what's your bike experience?
Pretty minimal, I'd say. I mean, I've owned bikes my entire life, but I've never like built a bike.
All right, so James tasked me with upgrading this bike for around $1,000. We're trying to stay under half the price of that Specialized. I did a mix of getting some really nice parts and some places that I thought we could save some money. And we're gonna go through every single part, see what I bought. I'll explain why we're making the upgrades that we are. And hopefully this can show you that upgrading a bike is not that scary.
Already, taking that thing apart is way easier than taking a car apart.
So this is the bottom bracket. This is basically what supports your spindle that your cranks are on. And so these are the bearings that go into the frame.
So your pedals are on each side of this?
Yeah, so your pedals are on each side of this.
Polylube 1000. Polylube for people who are not in monogamous relationships.
Okay, so the stock one is a square taper bottom bracket. This is a Hollowtech. The bearings are sealed cartridges, and because they sit on the outside of the frame, you're actually wider, so you have a stiffer spindle. I will say though, our frame is 68 millimeters, and so we have to have these spacers on our bottom bracket, which is just like kind of strike one against the frame.
All right, first part on. It's already looking way better. Got silver on there, some little notches, some writing. Anytime there's tiny writing on a part, it means it's nice.
All right, next thing to really point out, these cranks go on this spindle, right? So this is taking all of that weight, and that's how you're transferring power. New fancy spindle, old wimpy spindle.
Whoa.
Not only am I a novice, I'm a relatively dumb guy, but I can tell that this is way nicer, dude. This is so nice.
We're gonna be using lots of lube today. The thing to know about components, Shimano, SRAM, Campagnolo, those are all good brands, but our Walmart bike came with Shimano. So it kind of doesn't mean anything. If you see Shimano Torni or like Altis or something, there's like weird Shimano lines that are crap. So you need to not only make sure you're getting SRAM or Shimano, you need to make sure you're getting their good line. So Q's is kind of a new line from Shimano, and so far people say it's pretty good.
Dude, that looks nice.
Let's get into our chainring.
This one's got more gears.
That is 3. Single gear front chain rings, like 1x11, which is what we're doing, has become way, way, way more common because there's a way smaller chance of the chain coming off. With the single gear up front, you don't have to worry about a front mech. And another reason that you see single chain rings becoming more popular is because you can do something called a wide narrow. If you look at a chain, you'll notice that it goes wide, narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow, the little holes, right? Inside, outside, right? What a wide narrow chainring does is it lines up the teeth with the wide narrow holes, right? So you have a tooth made for a wide spot, you have a tooth made for a narrow spot, and that keeps the chain more secure.
This gear, all of the teeth are the same width, so it's more likely to jump off.
Yeah. All right, let's see how much this weighs all together.
1,066 grams.
Stock, about 1.6 kilos. So about 60% heavier. Shaving off a third of the weight is pretty good.
Yeah. This is a cool wheel.
It's a cool wheel. It's probably my least favorite pick. The issue was we wanted to do disc brakes up front, but there was no way to do a disc brake in the back. The frame just wouldn't support it. So I was looking for a set of wheels that had both disc brakes and rim brakes so that we could have the same wheels front and back and it would match. And this was one of the only ones I could find. They're just a little skinnier than I would have liked. For our tires, we got these Conti Ride Tours. A lot of people don't like Continental like gator skins or tires that are meant to be really tough and avoid puncture because they're not as smooth of a ride. We live in LA. I'd rather just not have to deal with punctures all the time. Boom.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude!
All right, cool. Next up, we got our rear cassette. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has 6 gears. Our new one has 11. This is from Sunrace. This is gonna be our only non-Shimano component in our group set. So because we don't have those 3 gears up front, we're making it up in the rear.
Whoa, cool tool. Bikes have cool tools.
All right, so this is 87 bucks. Not too bad, but not cheap either. Nice.
I've been saving money on gas by riding my bike more often, but sometimes you gotta drive, obviously. You know what hurts more than riding a Walmart bike up a hill? Gas prices. That's why I use Upside. It's a free app that gets you cash back on stuff that you're already buying. Gas, groceries, takeout. I've been using it every time I fill up. All you do is claim an offer in the app, pay with your normal card, and boom, real cash back. No weird points, no confusing rewards, just actual money that you can send to your bank account. There's over 100,000 places on Upside, and top earners are making as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description or scan the QR code to download Upside and use code SPEED for an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first tank. I may be building a bike this summer, but if I'm gonna drive, you better be damn sure I'm gonna get cash back for it.
All right, up next, the derailleurs. So rear derailleur is what lets you shift on the back of your bike. This one has a clutch. Basically what that means is that the clutch basically lets you make this a lot harder to move. So once it's in place, it wants to stay where it is. Once you shift it, it wants to stay there. Versus this one will just like wiggle around like crazy. And so you're gonna get a bunch of like chain slap as you're going, versus this one's gonna hold tight in place. This is the hanger. This is the derailleur hanger. This is one of my least favorite things about what we've had to do for this bike. The derailleur hanger is how your derailleur is mounted to the frame, and it's basically its only job is to be a disposable part. That way if you drop the bike, the hanger will bend and your frame won't. So then you don't have to try to repair your frame, you just buy a new hanger for like $2. This hanger is integrated into this derailleur, which means that if it does bend, you either have to try to bend it back or you have to get an entirely new derailleur. Because of these dropouts and the way that the original bike came, we have this kind of janky hanger that has to go in before the wheel does, and then the wheel helps hold it in place. And then our derailleur hangs off of that. It should have its own hole, so our frame doesn't even have a hole for a derailleur hanger. Once again, a cheap frame is leading us to try to do some weird stuff to just make it work.
There's a lot of that on this bike.
That does not look right. It's gonna work, does not look right.
This is the bike version of backfiring on a D-cell.
It might be a little early to the party for this, but I just want to see what our derailleur alignment is looking like. So this is a derailleur alignment tool. Bro, that's
Way off.
way off.
So what Zach's doing is bending the actual derailleur hanger.
If the derailleur is not parallel with your wheel, then it won't be parallel with all of these gears. And so it's basically, imagine the chain, instead of being straight, it's going to be at like an angle, trying to go up the gears. So you just get like a lot of like, click. Let's put the seat on, man. There was a shoot day recently where Jesse just turned to me and goes, I think I need to go to the ER.
Yeah.
And he did.
Because he ripped his taint on his bike.
Whatever happened with that? A nerve?
Yeah, he pinched a nerve. He pinched a nerve in his taint from his bike, dude.
Pudendal nerve.
How's it feel?
Really good. You can tell this is way cheaper. That's probably why I like it. This thing is so Brooklyn. Whip this thing up to horses and divorces.
This is our stock fork.
This thing's heavy.
Forks with suspension in them like this can often be a marketing gimmick.
It's got shocks.
But you know, you can't even adjust them or tune them in any way. I think for our application, they're unnecessary. We're not bombing down a hill. Even though we're putting some pretty legit mountain bike parts on this bike, that's not our ultimate goal.
This is way lighter, dude. This is carbon fiber.
Yeah. Now this is a super cheap fork. It's like $100. It's definitely one of those Chinese carbon fiber forks. And I was on the border of like, oh, should we get carbon fiber or not? But the reviews are like good. All right, this is 1-inch threaded. And so this drops in like that, right? And then this expansion bolt is what holds your stem in place. And what's nice about it, easy to adjust the height of your handlebars, but it's not very strong. New standard, threadless, and these are the bearings that hold it in place. Basically, you just slide this up through your frame, you have some bearings here, then you use this for your handlebars. And so you can kind of adjust the height, you use spacers. It's a bit more of a hassle than just one bolt, but it's way stronger, and in fact, I don't think you can even run disc brakes on a threaded style fork. There's a problem though that I didn't really think about when I order all these parts, and that's that threadless designs are 1 1/8. And I kind of forgot that these old threaded stems are 1 inch. So we're gonna press these in here. So this is a bottom one, and then that is the top.
That doesn't fit. You should measure it.
I think it's supposed to be 34 mil. This is the right headset for this fork. So when I found out that I had made this big mistake and that we have a frame that's suited for a 1 inch,
And we were halfway through making the video.
it was like, okay, so what are our options? We could order another fork, but it's probably gonna be an older one, probably won't be carbon fiber, will not be able to support disc brakes, and the stem and handlebars that we picked out aren't gonna work on it.
Not an option.
The other option
Is call my brother Chris to cut the front off of our frame and weld in a new pipe.
Yeah.
looks awesome. Thing is rad, dude.
I think when we were first building this yesterday, I was kind of like, I didn't like it because we were making all these compromises. Now I fully surrendered to the kind of stupidity of the build, and now I'm stoked. I'm ready to like get every part on this bike, tune it up.
Yeah, dude, this thing freaking rules. Zach says that these two things are the nicest part of the bike. Dude.
All right, so I kind of splurged, and I got this Redshift shock absorbing stem, only because the Specialized had a very similar thing.
So basically this is like, it's got a spring in the stem. We'll get a little bit of relief like in our hands from the bumps.
Yeah.
But we won't lose any energy down here from pedaling.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Does this look normal? Maybe up a little bit?
Okay.
We can always go down, right? We just
Yeah,
can't
we
go
can
back
always
up.
go down.
I think putting this bike together is another example of a great fun thing that gives you an excuse to hang out with your pals. Dude, feel like a Civil War surgeon, dude.
That is very not straight.
Really?
Yeah. So to hold everything together, there's a cap that goes on top, and then there's a bolt that kind of pulls it all up and together. So usually to get that nut in the center, you have a star nut, goes in there. It's kind of a one-way thing. You hammer it in, you cannot pull it out, right? You can tell. You can tell by the way it is. That's really bad for carbon fiber though, because it would eat into all the layers of carbon fiber. So we have this plug that'll go in, that will tighten and press out against the wall and hold itself in place, and that will be our nut that our cap uses to pull everything together. Torquing it down, 6 Newton meters.
6.
I know, dude. Yeah, that looks good to me. In the front. A little bit of a spacer never hurt anybody. All right, so now you basically want enough pressure that everything's held nice in place, but if it's too much pressure, that's gonna put pressure on the bearings, and then it's not gonna spin very well.
Got it.
Some people will give you like a number. They'll say like 2 Newton meters, you're good. I mean, it's like almost no torque. You want it just perfectly holding everything together, but you just gotta tighten it, and then when it starts to feel like it's too tight, you like back it off a little. So a lot of times it's just by feel. Perfectly. All right, time to put the rotor on the front. The funny thing with bikes is you do want to torque everything down to spec, but it is insanely low torque if you're used to working on cars. Classic star pattern. It doesn't even have a satisfying click. Torque to spec. Nice, dude. Now we're a real bike. That's cool. Okay, like I said, we're running V-brakes in the back. V-brakes have a little pin on them, and this pin is what kind of locks it in place. And so these 3 holes let you run it at different levels of like stiffness for the spring. Cool. We did a lot to get here. We did a lot for this disc brake. That, compared to the Walmart bike, is nice.
Cool.
Shifter, brake. I will say I wish that our brakes were identical. You know, having a disc brake with a cable brake and the levers look a little different. What are we missing, dude? Are we just cables and chain? Are we just a couple of cables and a
Dude, what a question, bro. Are we just, what are we? What are men? But just cables and chain. Just 2 cables and a chain away.
Shifter cable housing and brake cable housing are different, actually. For the
Zach, these look exactly the same.
Well, if you look on the very inside, you'll see that the metal reinforcement is different. This one's wound horizontally, like a spiral almost, and this one, the reinforcement goes along the cable housing. And the reason for that is you want your brake cable housing to be super strong because you're applying a lot of pressure, and so it'll compress a little, but that cable is not gonna potentially break through your housing. Where this one, it won't compress at all, it's not as strong, but when you're shifting, you want the amount of cable that's moving to be really precise.
Shifter cable has more strength this way, and brake cable has more strength this way.
Yeah. You want it loose enough so you can turn.
Lover, lover, always a stunner, but you're a liar when it comes to true. Faster, faster, who's the master? I see heaven, but I don't see you.
The cable routing on this bike is like very Walmart bike.
Yeah.
Anytime you see the cables exposed, it's a cheap bike. I hate it because when you go to like pick the bike up, you're grabbing your cable. Obviously the nicest stuff now, it's all like in frame.
Oh yeah, so it goes
Cable
straight
routing.
through the frame.
So it actually like goes
Yeah, it
inside
goes
and comes
in.
outside.
Yeah, my client is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, we might have bad news.
Bad news.
It is possible that we have a fake chain. We may have been bamboozled.
Well, okay, so I've heard about this and I don't know if it's true or not, but like when you get a part from Shimano, often there's these little boxes you can select like which model it is.
This one you can see is made with a pen, which means someone looked at it and checked the box.
I've heard, and it's specifically with chains, that if you're getting one that it's like a digital check mark that's just printed with the box, that's fake. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because what's the point of printing a check mark? Instead, you should just print the thing and not have the other options. Like the check box is for like quality control.
Yeah. So if anyone has any information on that,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments.
Is it fake? Doesn't matter. It's going on the bike.
Yeah. Dude, is this the last part?
This is the last step. It needs to feed through the derailleur. So rest it on top of this. And then the last one is
Down through here.
Yep. Nice. There we go.
Dude,
Smallest gear.
that's some clean action. Yeah.
And so now we kind of have like a good chain length here. So we just want to make sure that that still works even up on the highest gear.
That feels good.
That feels like getting a splinter out.
Metal spaghetti.
I'm just kidding. I'm not a robot. Metal spaghetti.
Arrow is direction of travel for the chain.
This goes on either side.
That side's good. Yeah, okay, let me get the tool. There we go. Surprisingly not bad though. Ooh.
Yeah, dude. Good action, bro. Hell yeah, dude. It's a bike, bro. Speed is 1 year old. And to celebrate, we are gonna make every limited piece of merch on Garm available for a limited time only. So if you ever wanted a Japan Went Hard in 1999 shirt, it's available. A garden shirt, it's available. Take the Money shirt, available. All for a limited time right now on speed.co. Thank you guys so much. It's been 1 year of Speed. Here's to 100 more years of Speed.
Our Walmart bike,
Dude, we built a bike.
Walter Martin.
Walter Martin, you are officially not a lame bike anymore. You are a cool bike.
Just because it's a Huffy doesn't mean it can't be cool.
With the bike complete, we head back out to our course to see how much it's improved.
Also, Continental lied. There's no way these are 32s.
I mean, that's gonna be wobbly bobbly.
Don't worry, dude. I have Rocksteady Plus turned on this thing.
3, 2, 1, go! Immediately, it feels better. I mean, this is kind of a stupid way to test it.
Oh, I almost ran over a squirrel.
The bike now weighs 28 pounds, a 15-pound improvement. The gears shift quickly and smoothly, even under load.
Oh, dude. How many more gears? I got 3 more gears.
The rigid fork, thinner tires, and stiffer drivetrain all make the power delivery feel more confident and direct.
Let me downshift for you. Where are we at?
Sport mode. Ugh. The braking is stronger and more precise. The wider handlebars, newer seat, and grippier pedals all lead to a more comfortable ride.
All right, it's undoubtedly a better bike.
This is a way nicer bike to ride than it was before.
Ultimately though, James proved his point when he showed up with that Walmart bike.
Way easier to shift.
The frame does matter. It doesn't need to be an expensive frame, but the Walmart bike with the 1-inch head tube, the slots where the wheels go in instead of having through axles, not even having a derailleur hanger or a mount for a derailleur hanger. Also taking this from a mountain bike to kind of a hybrid commuter bike made us make other sacrifices. So the whole time, just like compromise.
Home stretch.
it kind of proves that, okay, sure, maybe you don't need a nice frame. I still totally stand by investing in the components over the frame, but you still need to make sure that your starting point is gonna make sense for your build. But I love this bike. It's a weird bike that I hated until today. I started liking it, which is just what happens when you like put work into something. And we went 10:40. Yeah, like 3 minutes faster.
Dude, it's way better. It's night and day. Like,
in many of our videos, I've talked about how important it is to express yourself. The clothes you wear, the car you drive, the words you speak. They all inform the world of the type of person that you are. And bikes are just another way to do that. Another opportunity to take something otherwise utilitarian and use it as a form of expression, or an opportunity to experiment and grow. So what does our Walmart bike with $1,000 worth of parts and a welded on head tube say about us? That we're just two idiots who barely know what they're doing? I mean, yeah. Or maybe it says that we're two YouTubers who sometimes do things because it makes for good content. Oh, for sure, it definitely says that. But also, it says that we're curious. We like to tinker and build. We like to challenge ourselves and each other. And I hope this inspires you to do the same. And also, that it gets like 25 million views. That would be so sick.
and we are doing a bike ride. Come meet me, Jesse, Redpath, and Walter Martin. We're gonna have very limited merch. It's gonna be a bunch of dudes riding their bikes, and that's it.
We're mobbing, baby.
Yeah,
we're
dude,
mobbing.
We're mobbing straight up, dude. Well put. For more information at speed.co. We'll see you there.